How to avoid heat stroke doing yard work for 8 hours in 102 F 38.9 C heat. I have a disorder that makes me susceptible to heat stroke. But I absolutely have to get about 8 hours worth of yard work and projects done. In one day. Nothing too grueling, but still. I can go inside to cold a sea and drink plenty of water for a total of 2 hours throughout the day. But would love some extra clever tips to keep me cool enough. X200B. Wake up really early, do what you can before 10 AM, go inside. Come back out at 6 PM and finish what you need to. Start 5 AM 11 AM, you already busted out 6 hours. Ice packs. I freeze bottles of water too. Every half hour, take a 5 minutes break, get a new one. People without a disorder would have heat stroke doing this. Large floppy hat. Keep a washcloth soaked in cool water under it. They make cooling towels, you get them wet and put them around your neck. Cooling vest, these have pockets in them for gel packs to help keep you cool. Firefighters sometimes wear them. Get a mister to attach to a hose and keep it running. Also add a couple large fans to keep a breeze going. A large tarp hung up over your work area to create shade. Get up early and go to your local DIY store and hire some people for day labor, then stay inside where the AC is. Hi, from Phoenix where 115 is the norm during the summer. You never do 8 hours straight through the hottest part of the day. You start at 5 or 6 in the morning, hopefully be done before noon, if not then you go back to it to finish up around 4. Heat stroke is no joke, and I feel for your friend, but you killing yourself on their account isn't going to make the situation better. If you have to work through the hottest part of the day, which is extremely unadvisable, get the bigger harder stuff done first while it's still cool. Start as early as possible. Do what you can without violating the noise ordinance, until the magical hour when you can use power tools. I've started my yard work day as early as 5 AM, just to beat the heat, doing what I can until 7 AM when I can fire up the noisy stuff. Usually can finish before the intense afternoon hottest part of the day arrives. Buy a Camelback so you are constantly drinking water. There are also cooling shirts you can buy. I have a disorder that makes me susceptible to heat stroke. But I absolutely have to get about 8 hours worth of yard work and projects done. In one day. That's like saying I'm a diabetic but I absolutely have to eat this giant tray of apple pie. You don't have to, and you might die if you do. Get your damn priorities straight. Stay out of the heat. Do what you can before it gets hot and leave the rest for later. Trick question? Maybe try not doing yard work in 102 degrees heat, woozy face. Cover your skin. We have this preconceived notion that less clothing is better in the heat. It's the sun that will drain you, not the heat. I work outside 12-15 hours a day and I'll cover up if it's a heat wave. Have cooler with ice water in it. Soak towels in water and wear them on head under a hat. Swap them out as needed. I would get up early. I sure as heck wouldn't do 8 hours. My yard is a mess in the back. And other than mowing it, I haven't touched it. It'll leap until it gets cooler. Do it at 3 AM. Get in contact with the code inspector's office and ask for a delay time extension on the basis of the heat wave and disability. Cool vest. Herd ranchers will often use them. You definitely need to do as much of the work as possible as early as possible and again in the evening hours. Avoid peak day. Consider keeping ice packs attached to you. Seriously, stick one down your pants and wear a tank top tight enough but also thin to keep one against your back or chest. Keep a spray bottle on ice and mist yourself with cold water during the work. If it's possible to position an umbrella or something that can provide shade, do that as well. Where are you located? Maybe some of us are close enough to help. Hire someone for it and let him do the work. Or do your work in the early morning and evening when it's less hot. And use a hat against the sun. Cooler with water and ice, and throw some towels in there. wear them. Same goes for shirts and floppy hats too. Wake up earlier and do it in the morning or do it later on. Do you have a hose? Douse your head and body in cool water and it will cool you as you evaporate. Have a few hand towels wet and freeze them. Hang them around your neck and alternate them as they warm. Keep your head, armpits and feet cool as often as you can and you'll last a bit longer. Do it at night and wear a headlamp. Throw some glow sticks around too. Frozen grapes in an insulated water bottle. It works so much better than chewing on ice. Snack on them throughout the day. The bottle with no water in it will keep the grapes mostly frozen all day. Source: I work at the post office. Start work with the sunrise. Hire someone who can do the work. Ask for help. Or F that yard for now. Quality of life and life are more important. Mr. Water sucks heat from you when it evaps off, which is why swamp coolers work so well in the deserts. Spray yourself off frequently. I used to hike in 100-degree weather and just made sure to hike enough water to wet a towel and wipe myself down often. I'd get about 2-3 minutes of cooling, then tolerate the next 5-10. Repeat. The answer is titty ice. Whether or not you have titties, strap big ice packs to your core and pecs. I have severe dysautonomia and my bra is literally just there to hold ice packs. Is your health worth doing this? Follow the shade. A lot of times when working outside and have a lot of tasks to complete, some will be in shaded or partially shaded areas at some point in the day. I am sensitive to sunlight and I do all the normal big brim hat and lightweight long sleeve shirt type things, but I also try to focus on doing tasks that are on the shady sides of the house at the hottest points of the day and taking a mealtime break at that time also. Starting at sunrise and working in the non-shaded areas at dawn and dusk help too if you can do so. I use a small beach tent with no floor and one side for shading where I work. I have 2 battery fans I attach inside where I am working for a breeze. I just move it along as I work. Horticulturalist who worked in the Caribbean. Biggest hat you can find, wide brim, to keep the sun off your face and neck. Long-sleeved lightweight polyester shirts with sun protection factor. Keep the sun off you and are fast drying. Lightweight hiking trousers, again sun protection and fast drying. Drink water every hour and a lot. Worked for me. You're asking for trouble here. That's just too hot to be outside working. Try to do as much as you can as early as you can, and then finish the rest late in the day. Stay hydrated, and maybe look into chest strap cooling packs like the F1 drivers wear before the start of a really hot race. I know some drivers also like to soak in ice baths prior to really hot events to start with as cool a body temperature as possible. May that can work for you too. Dude, I packed it in and rescheduled half of my jobs today because it got to 31 degrees Celsius. I simply can't work in those temperatures. Texan here checking in. Start at 5 a.m., work till roughly 11 a.m., finish the remainder after 8-9 p. that night. It's still 100 sometimes at 8 p.m. I do car detailing and power washing and I work 6 a.m. 10 a.m. and then 3 p.m. 6 p.m. Hire someone else to do it. Wear a wet t-shirt, the evaporation will cool you. Also wear a hat with wide rim, foreshadow. The Vietnamese hats work well, if you don't feel silly wearing one. Okay, for this time, I guess, but this problem isn't going away. Your neighbor needs to either pay for a solution or move. You can't risk your life for this stuff. You're a good guy, but this is too much. Stay in during the 4 hottest hours of the day if you can. Stay hydrated. They make electrolyte packets like Drip Drop. Try cooling gel patches. They are patches that stick on your skin and I believe some even last 8-12 hours. Finally, get a personal misting fan.